Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Mark Causey here from Black Cat Comics in Rockin' Milpitas. Every Wednesday's New Comic Day, and I like to give you some great reasons to get down to your local comic shop and pick up something fun to read. This week is packed with stuff that's fun to read. I'm going to start with this giant stack of Marvel books. We're in a bit of a X-Men renaissance these days. I don't like to call it a reboot or a relaunch. It's just a renaissance because lots of X books are awesome. This is your latest issue of New Mutants and X-Force, the one I've been the most into, or Excalibur, one of the classics brought back to the modern times, or Fallen Angels. Most people don't even remember the original Fallen Angels, but I thought it was awesome back in the day, and now, like the others, here it is back in action. Great time to be an X fan. If you're an old X fan, it's a great time to come back. If you've never been an X fan, it's a good time to jump in. Pick up the Black Cat packs of Powers of 10, House of X. Just jump into X-Men #1 or grab the first issue of any of these books that has a team or an artist or a writer that you like. Like I say, great time to be an X fan. Big week for this guy. This is your latest issue of Amazing Spider-Man. This is your jump-in point after all of the $20.99 stuff. If you haven't been following along Spencer's run of Spider-Man, you're missing out on something fun, something cool. Like I say, if you've been missing out, this is your jump-in point. You can pick up a Black Cat pack for the $20.99 stuff or some of the other arcs that you might have missed, or just jump into the latest one, because that's what comics is all about. Miles Morales, The End. This is the first of a bunch of The End one-shots that are going to be rolling out from some of your favorite Marvel titles. If you remember some of the original The End series from back in the day, they were a lot of fun. There's a Fantastic Four one, a Wolverine one. There's a Marvel Universe one starring Thanos that you can all pick up trades for all that old stuff. But check out some of these new ones too. Everybody loves Miles Morales. This is, of course, it's called The End, so it's sort of the idea is it's the last Miles Morales story. Look out for other The End one-shots coming up. All of the women of Spider-Man's life have their own title these days. This is your issue of Amazing Mary Jane. The story and art in this book is a ton of fun. Great stories, great art is what comics are all about. If you've been letting this one get by you, pick up that first issue because, like I say, great stories, great art. That book's been a lot of fun. Ghost Spider, starring the lovely Spider-Gwen. Everybody loves Spider-Gwen. Everybody's been into this character, Miles, all the different Spider-Verse ones. And Black Cat, also having her own title these days with these awesome J. Scott Campbell covers, because everybody loves J. Scott Campbell covers. Symbiote Spider-Man. In case you're not getting enough current Spider-Man stories, here's a bit of a flashback for you with good old Hobgoblin. Or Venom, because not just Spider-Man's women get titles, his villains get titles too, like Venom, or like Morbius, the living vampire. Classic Spidey villain there. Or like Carnage in your first issue of Ruins of Ravencroft. Lots and lots of Spidey stuff. Or here's a kid in a Green Goblin mask. This is Marvel's X #1. You can read more about this one in our newsletter this week. This is your prequel to the all-time great Earth X trilogy. From all-time great Alex Ross and Jim Krueger. Love Earth X, love anything Alex Ross. He's just doing the plots, not the art, but the art in here is really awesome anyway. Make sure this one makes its way into your stack this week. Magnificent Miss Marvel, Arrow, and the first issue of Star are the nice side of the Marvel Universe, and then Strike Force, one of my favorite new titles these days, along with Savage Avengers, one of my very favorite titles running these days, Immortal Hulk, one of my favorite titles that's been running for quite a while, Ghost Rider, Deadpool, and Conan, all hail from the dark side of the Marvel Universe. This is your latest issue of Serpent War. There's Moon Knight on the cover. I blew by Savage Avengers just a minute ago, but I love that title because of great stories, great art, and because of Conan teaming up with awesome Marvel Universe characters. And here he is teaming up with more awesome Marvel Universe characters. Great time to be a fan of barbarian action. Marvel Avengers Thor #1 is your video game tie-in book of the week. This is the one-shot that goes along with the Iron Man one that rolled out a couple of weeks ago, and you'll see a couple of more of these as the weeks go on. And finally, Star Wars Rise of Kylo Ren #2. Can't say enough about how hot Kylo Ren is right now. Everybody's loving the movie. Everybody's buying up everything Kylo Ren. The first issue of this is already sold out and gone to reprint. So I hope you put this on your subscription list, or I hope you're already in line at your favorite shop, because of course everybody's loving Star Wars these days. Great week for the DC guys. Always a good time to be a Batman fan. This is Batman number 86. We were very sorry to see Tom King's run wrap up because we loved this, but we're always happy to see a new arc start with Batman. This is from the writer of Detective Comics, which has been really awesome. Art with Tony Daniel, who's one of the all-time greats. Awesome Batman artist. If for some reason you jumped off of the Tom King run, this is your chance to jump back into Batman. Really great time to be a Bat fan. This issue's awesome. Can't say enough about that. And like Spider-Man, all of Batman's women have their own books too. Here's your latest issue of Catwoman, one of my favorite titles. This along with Nightwing are two of my favorite Bat books these days. Here's Batman and Catwoman getting married in your $1 DC reprint for the week. Don't talk a lot about the DC dollar books or the reprints, but they're awesome, and you definitely want to pick this one up because, as I say, that's the original marriage of Batman and Catwoman right there. Batman and the Outsiders, because Black Lightning's awesome. Batwoman going up against Harley and Poison Ivy. Everybody loves anytime Harley and Ivy get together, and seeing them take on Batwoman is awesome. Gotham City Monsters, because I like anything with Frankenstein in it. More on Frankenstein in just a minute. And Supergirl, with Infected Supergirl taking on Wonder Woman. Supergirl's one of the better titles DC's rolling out right now. If you're only following the Bendis Superman books, you're missing out on something awesome. I mean, there's Infected Supergirl right there. You know you want to pick that up. Hawkman, with that cool B cover. Don't show a lot of the B covers, but I had to throw that one out there because Hawkman's awesome. Aquaman, 100-page giant. I've been loving these 100-page giants. New comics, old comics, a whole bunch of stories in one giant tome there for you. If you're someone that doesn't read a lot of Aquaman, this is a great opportunity to see some of the very best books that star our favorite Fishman. And maybe that will motivate you to pick up his awesome ongoing title. And Young Justice is your team book for the week, rounding out your DC Universe stuff, but always more DC to talk about, like Daphne Byrne. This is the first issue of the newest Dollhouse offering. This stuff is just on fire. Everybody's picking up all of this Black Label Hill House stuff, like this one, like the Dollhouse family. These two, along with Basket Full of Heads and all the other stuff that DC's rolling out with this, have just been really solid. So if you're missing out on any of that, make sure you pick up those first issues and see what all the buzz is about. And House of Whispers is your Sandman Universe, formerly known as Vertigo, book of the week, because you know we love us some Sandman Universe around here. Great week for the DC guys, and a good week for all the other guys too. Stranger Things is back in comics. This is your third volume of Stranger Things. The comics have been just as awesome as the show, so if you're all caught up on the TV shows, pick up this latest issue of Stranger Things. If you've let the other two get by you, you can pick up Black Cat packs for the first two series. Great stuff. The first series runs right along with the first season of the show. The second series is kind of a prequel. To be really honest, I'm not sure where this one fits in, but hey, Stranger Things, so that's awesome. And Criminal Macabre from Steve Niles. It's your other Dark Horse book of the week. Good week to show you that Dark Horse does a whole lot more than the Mike Mignola stuff and Alien and Predator. They got a huge line of top talent working over at Dark Horse. And everybody should have a Dark Horse book on their list. Great week for the Image guys too. Oblivion Song is probably the book that is already on your list. Moonshine from Brian Azzarello is probably a book that's already on your list. Gideon Falls from Jeff Lemire, another book that's probably on your list. These are three of the new hot titles rolling out from Image. There's 100 hot titles rolling out from Image. Some of them, like Witchblade, have been rolling out since 1992. I always like to show Witchblade and Spawn and Savage Dragon and remind everybody that the original Image classics are still rolling and are still great with great stories and great art. And The Clock is your first issue Gotta Have It Image book of the week, because books like Spawn and Savage Dragon and Witchblade turn into books like Oblivion Song and Moonshine. So you want to grab those first issues while you can before they go into fourth printing or before they cost you $100 a piece. Great week for the Image guys. Buffy the Vampire Slayer is one of your Boom Studios books for the week. I love talking up anything Joss Whedon. He's taken both his Whedon verses over to Boom Studios, so you can get Buffy and Angel stuff over there. You can get all your Firefly stuff over there. Like I say, never miss an opportunity to talk up the awesomeness that is Joss Whedon, and the comics are just as much fun as his TV shows and movies. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers taking on the Mighty TMNT. That's your Boom Studios IDW mashup book of the week. Been talking up what a great era of mashups it is these days. Everything from Betty and Veronica meet Vampirella and Red Sonja to the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers taking on the TMNT. That's just the 80s, 90s mashup you've been waiting for. Grab the first issue, pick up this week's number 2. That will not disappoint. Archie, 1955. I just can't say enough about the awesomeness that is Archie Comics these days. This one's written by Mark Waid. Obviously, it's takes place in 1955. It's Archie the Big Rock Star. Everybody knows that Archie, even in our real world, has a #1 hit record. Archie's an awesome guitar player. He's played with the likes of Kiss and Alice Cooper. Anyway, I can go on and on and on about the awesomeness that is Archie. Go to their website, check out all the amazing things that they're doing, and, well, you should read anything that says Mark Waid on it, because nobody's better than Mark Waid. Robotech Remix is your Titan book of the week, because everybody likes giant robots that punch things. Psylords is your Valiant book of the week. Always encouraging you guys to have a Valiant book on your list. And Exo Manowar is about to relaunch, so be on the lookout for that one, because that's probably the best title they've ever done. Knights Temporal is my Aftershock book of the week. Don't talk a lot about Aftershock, but they're really one of the best new publishers out there. They do a huge range of really cool stuff. If you're looking for something that's not necessarily superhero, pick out an Aftershock book. Try this one, Knights Temporal. Pick up Dark Arc or some of the other awesome things that they do. Here at Black Cat Comics and Rockin' Milpitas, we're loving some Aftershock comics. Magicians is your Archaea book of the week. Because, well, as we're always saying, there's lots and lots more out there than just the Marvel DC stuff. You got to get out there, look around, check out those indie publishers, because they all do great stuff with great stories and great art. And what a good week for the all ages folks too. How about a Black Widow Little Golden book? Another thing I never miss a chance to talk up are Little Golden books. If you're 100 years old like me, or even if you're just 3 years old and you don't even understand what I'm saying, you love golden books. Everybody's always loved Little Golden books. And they do Marvel ones, DC ones, Star Wars ones. We've got a whole range of really cool Little Golden books. This one, of course, stars Black Widow getting ready for the next big movie. If you've got a young reader in your life, or if you love Little Golden books like I do, hey, you're never too old to read a Little Golden book. Awesome stuff. Everybody loves Black Widow. Get that one into your stack this week. My Little Pony, because everybody loves the ponies. And Uncle Scrooge rounds out your all-ages stuff, because I love the great job IDW does with all the Disney stuff. And Uncle Scrooge really is the best of the best. Really quick, want to just mention, I don't often go into toys or non-comic stuff because I'm always wanting to talk about stuff that's fun to read, but we got a great bunch of new toys in this week, particularly this guy. This is your Bruce Lee Mego doll. If you're 100 years old like me, you love Mego. Mego is back in full force these days. They got a whole bunch of different ones, classic ones, but this is Bruce Lee. Come on, you need a Bruce Lee in your collection. Great stuff this week. That's all we got for you for this week. You can check us out at black-cat-comics.com. Check out the especially cool Shopify store that has some things you might not necessarily find here in the brick and mortar. Check out the Facebook page, the YouTube channel. Check out the podcast at soundcloud.com. Or just get on down here to the good old brick and mortar in Rockin' Milpitas. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.